Welcome to the episode number 88 of a Book Day with You session. And this is the place that the best book recommend to you. And today we have this book. Yes, Zen, The Art of the Simple Living. I'll pass to Gideon to tell you who is the author.
Yeah, I'm very happy to share this book, The Zen, The Art of Simple Living. And the book is by Shomyo Masuno. Sorry if I didn't pronounce correctly. And he is the head priest of a 450 years of Zen Buddhist temple in Japan. And the temple is an award-winning Zen garden. And he designed many gardens all over the world. And he is the professor for environmental design at one of the Japan's leading art schools. And today we are going to share this book, which telling us 100 ways to bring true happiness and calm to our life. Of course, today I will only share 10 because of the time. And in this session, you will learn how to, reach peacefulness and calmness in your mind. So let's go to the first sharing. Let me share the screen. Share my screen. Okay, the first lesson I want to share in this book is make time for emptiness. Make time for emptiness. In our everyday life, do any one of us have time to think about nothing? The empty state of nothing. I know sometimes it's not easy to achieve, but there are moments when you can achieve this unconsciously. Like when you look at the sky, look at the sunrise, the sunset, and think like, oh, what a wonderful, beautiful cloud or a beautiful day. Appreciate that moment. I know a lot of people will say, oh, I'm busy, I don't have time. But think back, are we really that busy? So in Japanese, the character of busy is written with the symbol of loose and hard. So it is not that we are busy because we don't have enough time. It is we are busy because there's no room in our heart. So how do we, find time? Like people will say, oh, okay, how do we find time? Okay, just wake up like 15 minutes earlier. Can you do that 15 minutes earlier every day? Enjoy your cup of coffee or tea. Open your window, look at the sky. Listen to the chirping of the birds. Appreciate the morning air and be with ourselves, but without any impatience. So I think this can help you to reach some emptiness.
When Gideon, you mentioned about this, for the audience that you're hearing from us now, you'll see the screen that Gideon shared. And just a heads up to you, all the photos are taken by Gideon.
Yeah.
That wherever he go, he loves to snap photos. This is all the photos that later you'll see more on that.
So let's go to the next one.
Before we go to the next one, I just would like to highlight just now, Gideon share about busy. All right. Yeah. In Japanese, the character written in the way of like loose and hard. What about Chinese character? Chinese character, when you say you are busy, it writes in the way of your heart is dying.
Yeah.
Your heart dying. Practically is so connected to your heart. So, I was someone that loved to take pride to say I am busy back then. I thought that telling people that I'm busy is something like, I'm so occupied, this was last
proud,
time. Yeah, last time me, which I learned that it's not going to be okay. Because you are practically telling people that your heart is dying. You're busy in a way of your heart is dying. So I would just want to alert for every one of you that love to use this word that I am busy, turning into another way around, saying that I have this many things to do, then I am able to settle it one by one. This is another reframing way how to take it out from your daily lives. So let's go to the second point. Don't drag on the first point too much. Yeah, this is the sunflower that you see. Yes, it's from Gideon as well. He actually planted one sunflower, but after that
It disappeared.
disappeared. I don't know how it disappeared, and he don't know how as well. Discard what you don't need. All right. We are talking about two things. First is about decluttering those physical things from your surrounding. What you don't need, don't buy it, and what you already have it, you don't use it. You can choose to go donate or give to those people that in need. So that is one of the things that you can actually declutter. And this definitely will refresh your mind because all the clutter, the physical clutter can actually steal away your attention. Okay, now, second thing about decluttering, it's about decluttering our attachment, our emotion. All right, sometimes we have things that quite attached to us that we have to learn how to part with the old things before acquiring the new ones. For example, if you are actually attached to someone so much that you love, then suddenly this person passed away, right? So you will definitely have this sense of uh, attachment that you feel emotionally so cling and so sad. And you have to know how to discard your attachment. This is the second part of the attachment, the discard what you don't need that mentioned by the author in this book. So I know that he mentioned about this as well, is the act of discarding, detach from the mental and physical burdens from the baggage that really weighs us down is extremely difficult. And sometimes it accompanied with real pain. But sometimes we have to learn how to detach ourselves because nothing is permanent in this world. So we need to learn, including myself. Right now, I'm learning day after day. I know that I'm getting much better, way before, like compared to last year, but it's still in the learning process. How to detach from all this attachment that I have, physically, emotionally, or even mentally to the physical things or someone. So now let's go to the point number 3.
Okay, let me share back my screen. Point number 3 is do not neglect your meals. Do not neglect your meals. So when you are eating, are you focused on the act of eating? So in Zen Buddhism, we have a saying, say, eat and drink with your whole heart. It means that when you drink a cup of tea or a cup of coffee, focus only on drinking the tea or coffee. When you're eating a meal, only focus on eating a meal. I don't know how many people who eat and watching the TV or looking at other things or talking to someone. So as you enjoy your dish, think about the people who grow it, who plant it, and cook it for you. Visualize it and feel a sense of gratitude. And when you're eating, pause after each bite. And if you want to go to the very deep one, the proper way of taking a Zen meal involving 5 reflections. So the first one is we consider the effort of those who bring the food to us and are grateful for it. Second, we reflect our own actions and quietly partake eat it. Third, we savor the food without greed, anger, or oblivious. Number 4, we regard the food as a medicine for our body, as a temple to grow and sustain our spirit. And then number 5, we thankfully receive the food as part of our, our path to our enlightenment. I think most people know like a common Japanese phrase before we eat, we say itadakimasu, meaning that we express our gratitude towards the food we are about to enjoy. So it's a way to show gratitude to the food, because all the food that pass through our mouth, they go through many hands of many peoples before it reaches us. And if you appreciate of your food, you become more aware of how fortunate we are to have the food.
Yeah, before we go to the point, just an highlight here, when you are so mindful in your eating and your drinking, it definitely will help your digestion better.
Yeah.
You get what I mean? In terms of health, I'm a nutrition coach. I talk a lot on this digestion. It can definitely help your digestion system to digest it better. Let's go to the point number 4, which is make time to be alone.
Oh, point number 4, still me, right? Okay, let me share this favorite photo. This is like my small garden. So so this is make time to be alone. And a lot of people who listen to us, you live in a city, right? And but it will say like, how do we find time to be alone in this busy city where we have so many people? But this book tells us that to practice seclusion in the city, a place where you can disconnect from other people and spend time with yourself, a place in nature where you can regain your mental freedom. So for me, I will do this. I will create a little space, like a small garden in my small balcony. Just a small window ledge. I don't even have balcony, but a small window ledge where I can put my plants, my succulents. This is one of it where, when I look at it, it will take away all your worry and your mind can escape to somewhere. So by doing so, you will notice that you're also part of the nature. And so especially when I'm busy, I just walk to the window and just look at the garden for maybe 1 minute, 5 seconds. You can do that, right? So try to get in touch with the nature. And um, for me also, I like jogging. So when I'm jogging, I will notice all the nature around me, the stone on the ground, the flowers blooming. So I will stop and looking at it. And so it's like you try and have a dialogue with the nature and have a conversation with the nature. So once you do it, you create that, you will create a, like inside your mind, you will create a garden in your mind. It will relax you. Yeah.
A lot of people don't really, spend time to be alone. You get what I mean? It's like, especially those parents are busy with work, with the kids, with the elderly, everyone. So I really highly recommend you to make time for yourself to be alone. Means really alone, nobody else with you. It can be as short as 10, 15 minutes that you can really, if you don't really have that luxury to have that 1 hour or the whole day to be yourself, you make that 15 minutes, it's already very great enough for you to relax yourself. Okay, let's go to the next.
Next one is make distinctions. Distinction. Okay, and I like this point because in this world we are like city, like especially in city we are bombarded with a lot of things. But so you may be asked like, how do we do this? Create a distinction with yourself and the other things. So according to the book, the best way to relieve your stress is to erect gates in your mind, meaning to create some gates in your mind. So example, so when you walk out from your home, you leave the door, it's a gate. When you leave the door, if you're going to work, meaning that you leave things, family things behind you. When you go to open your door of your car, it's another gate. So meaning that you are more focused now, like what you want to do for your work. And finally, when you reach your office, you step in the office door, then you're ready to focus on the work. So conversely, when you're going back to home, is another way also. So before you open your door of your house, you leave your your working worries behind, right? So when you step in your house, you have a more, hopefully a more relaxed home, and what you focus now is on your family or your home or your own personals, right?
Yeah, it's very important to make that distinction clearly. All right, let's go to the point number 6 that I would love to share about be here and now. Be at the present moment. Sometimes we are the person that, if you are the person that always worrying, always be anxious about what will going to happen, I will really think that this is the point for you, that the you of the a moment ago is a past you. According to the author, and definitely I love this one, focus on the here and now rather on the past. The moment where we inhale is the present, but once we exhale, it has already become the past. Instead of worrying, get moving. If you're faced with any challenges in your life that you still need to move on, that when you get moving, you get easier to meet with the challenge. This is from the author, not from me. He is saying that instead of worrying, get moving. When you move yourself towards you do something, you actually can feel less worry. So he has a question for us. Be honest. Do you plant the seeds of your own anxiety? If you constantly feel worried, anxious about that, do you plant the seeds by yourself? Or what you want to do instead? So be present at the moment, be here and now. I even have a song of this one. And
Oh,
I'm not going to sing in front of you, but it is a song that I learned from Dr. Pang, that he's my mindfulness mentor, that he teach how to be focused on the present moment. So he actually teaches to have a song that we can sing when we want to bring back our attention. So let's go to the point number 7.
point number 7 is do not divide things into good and bad. And a lot of time we are trying to attempt to define things as good or bad, but this will actually create worry and stress. And according to the book, we should accept reality for what it is. We cannot change what already happens in life, but it is within our power to decide how to deal with it after what happens. So seeing the thing as they are, accepting the thing as they are, and just try to see how we can respond to it. Now, if you just always think about good or bad or black and white, you sometimes miss out the beauty of gray. And sometimes a compromise may be the best way. And we don't know whether a thing is misfortune or good fortune. Things can be looks on the first surface as bad, but maybe it have some meaning behind. So do not think in terms of loss and gains.
Yeah. So sometimes there's a beauty in the gray area, right? So the next point I want to share with you is about this one. Cherish being alive every single day. You look at this plant, so serene and beautiful, right? It's planted by Gideon. So it's a very, very nice one. Okay, look at that. Is life is full of fortune and misfortune. So cherish every single moment that you have, especially with those around you that you're already surrounding yourself with. So the author write, life really does go by with the blink of an eye. So deepen your connection with someone, really, meaning that have that depth conversation, the connection with someone rather than the number of people that you know. For me at this age, I don't want to have a lot of friends, the number of friends, but I really, really cherish to have the few deep connection with those meaningful people that I can surround myself with. And I am very glad and grateful that I have this bunch of people that I'm together with. Whenever I have problems, I can just call them up, meet them up to talk about my challenge, that they can be my good listener and also my good guidance and also coach to coach me along the journey. So the author write about this is he asks us a question. Open your eyes. What kind of day should we make today? Cherish every single day, every single encounter that you have in your life. So this is what the message of this author would love to share with us. So let's go.
The next one is a bit more like contemplate how to die. So so sometimes we are confused about, when we're confused about how to live, we have to think about how to die. And why I say that, we are born in this world and then we die. So they're actually two sides of the same experience. So example, if I told you that your life is going to end in 6 months, I think you will give another thought of how you want to live, right?
Yes.
But if it's 1 month or a week, I think you will change your perspective of life. So sometimes you are thinking like, how should I live? Think about how many days you have given to before you die, right? Yeah. So, yeah.
Because it's like nobody can guarantee anything. Nobody can guarantee that we were going to leave, the next day, or the next day, are you going to open your eyes still? So I'm always be very, very grateful when I'm able to wake up in the next morning. I can still see, I can still walk, right? So the last point that we want to share with you is this one. Make the most of your life. The author write this one is, life is a long but a brief practice. Life is precious thing for our safekeeping. So your life is your own, but it is not your possession. Whose life is it? Is it anyway? Life is not ours to possess. It is a precious gift that we must treat as if it were placed in our care. So whatever lifespan we are given, we must take the utmost care to give it back. So life worth is not measured by the duration. Please take notes on this sentence. Life worth is not measured by the duration. It's not how many years that you're going to live. Is it 70 years, 80 years, or even to 100 years? It is more, what is more important is how we use the life that we are given. So even though you live in a shorter lifespan than average people, but if you are giving out the world, your legacy, you are a gift to the world. So that is even much more important. What is your contribution to the society, to your community, or even to your family, right? Rather than, some people is like they can have a long, long life, but they just feel like that life is very empty because they don't actively doing something. So this author challenge you this question. How will you use your life today? Think about this. How will you use your life today? Don't talk about tomorrow first. Talk about today first. If you can if you can run your day good today, you can run a good day tomorrow, and a good week, and a good month, and a good year.
And I remember Joyce like to say, can I say that can I die today, right? Tonight, right? I remember you say that, am I really,
Is the question I ask myself, is it today is a good day to die?
Die is a good day to die.
And I tell you, honestly, my answer is not always a yes. It's not always a no also. It's a mixture.
Yeah, I think your point is, if you're done your fullness, you can ready to die, right?
Yes. Sometimes I just feel like, today I'm not ready. No. I think I want to redo something. I still have something I want to say. I didn't say it out. So I still have something to say and do it. So that's why How will you use your life today? It's the last sentence that I want to leave you with this author of this Zen, the art of simple living. All right. And let us know which point resonate with you the most in the comment section below, and see you in the next episode.